All right, have you ever sat down to write and you just sit there and the cursor's just blinking and it's a blank page and no words are coming out and you're not sure what to write about? Yeah, me too. Writer's block. It sucks. And pretty much any writer, whether personal, professional, if you write anything on a regular or even irregular basis, you are going to experience some form of writer's block at some point. It's kind of like you sit down to work on a project and you're ready to go and you're all fired up, and then you can't. Doesn't fit. Tate, I'm going to the store to get another thing so that it fits. Doesn't fit. Sat down, was completely prepared to work on the Christmas tree and to put the Christmas tree in the stand, and the stand doesn't fit. It's kind of like when you sit down to write and you can't come up with anything because you got writer's block. It's a horrible analogy, but we're gonna roll with it for the purposes of this video. Okay, that might have been a bad analogy, but you get my point. And that's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. We're gonna talk specifically about how writing prompts can help you overcome writer's block. And this is going to be especially beneficial if you are a new writer, if you're a freelance writer, if you're not sure how to come up with samples, if you're not sure what to write about on your blog. Trust me, watch this video. It's gonna be helpful. You know what to do. Intro. Go. Now. Do it. Okay, first off, what is a writing prompt? Essentially, a writing prompt is just a phrase or a sentence that can help kickstart your imagination and your creativity to give you something to write about. If you're sitting there and you're experiencing writer's block and you don't know what to talk about, sometimes you just need an idea to get the words flowing out, and a writing prompt is a great way to do that. The whole goal of a writing prompt is to get you to just stop overthinking about everything so that words come out and then you can transition to writing about the thing you're really needing to write about. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Sean, I'm a freelance writer. I write about random businesses and B2B stuff. I don't need some imaginative writing prompt to get things going. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes you do. What is the absolute most important component to freelance writing right now, and really since freelance writing started? It's storytelling. It's being able to tell a good and compelling story. And a writing prompt can be a great way to start actually using story in your writing as opposed to being overly formulaic, overly business-like, and it's gonna allow you to add some personality that's gonna make your writing better. Now, just a minute, I'm gonna share some writing prompts with you that you can use no matter where you're at, no matter what type of writer you are, but these are things that you can use to kickstart your imagination, to kickstart your writing so that you can start moving forward with that project that you really wanna be working on. But before we go into those specific prompts, I wanna share the one thing that's been probably the most beneficial for me personally to overcome writer's block, and that is simply creating a writing habit. 500 words a day. Doesn't matter if they're good words, doesn't matter if they're for work or for me personally, but 500 words every day about something. What that's allowed me to do is take the pressure off having to write about a specific thing. So when I sit down to write, even if it's just, hey, this is how my day went, or hey, here's some random thoughts I have, or hey, here's a blog post, or hey, here's a sales email, or whatever it is, taking the pressure off having to write good words really makes it a lot easier to write about anything. And that's what a writing prompt can do, because the chances are if you take some imaginative prompt, you might not actually be using that in any sort of professional capacity, but that gets the words flowing, that gets you telling a story, that gets you engaging in the writing, which is then going to make it easier to transition to writing about whatever you want. So we've got a whole video all about the importance of building a writing habit and how to do it. I'll link to that below, so I recommend you go check that out. One of the most important things you need to remember about writer's block is that it happens to everybody. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't get super upset. Don't get super frustrated. You want to try some of these prompts, and frankly, if they're not working, go do something else. Come back, try it again later. Know why this tree that's the same height as every tree we've had for the last 5 years in the same stand has a base that's like twice as wide as every other tree we've had. And now we've got to go to like Home Depot out in the suburbs. It's more of an adventure than I thought it was gonna be. All right, I think we should have tried Home Depot first. No shortage of Christmas tree stands here. Hopefully, this one will work. So here are a few general writing prompts just to get you writing, just to get that imagination flowing. So one would be, write about the ghost that lives in your grandparents' attic. Another one is, look around the room, find the first object you see, write something about that. Pretend like this is you, and write a story about how you ended up in this scenario. Or also, how about pretend like this is you, and write about how you got in this scenario. Tell a story about getting on a spaceship and landing on another planet. Pick a random word out of the dictionary, use it in a sentence, and then pick another one. Use it in the next sentence. All right, get out of here, old tiny one. Here comes the new hotness. This better fit. Ah! Success. Now, specifically, if you are a new freelance writer, you're just getting going, you're just getting your website going, and you are looking for some portfolio pieces, and you're not sure, you want to be kind of a generalist, you're just getting going, so you're not niching down too far, but you're not sure what to use for samples or portfolio pieces on your website. Here are a couple examples for you. One, write a sales page for yourself and your services. Be persuasive. This is an exercise in copywriting, and that could be a good prompt. Another one is, you might be having to write about really random stuff as a content writer. So write a post about cable boxes. Yeah, cable boxes. There you go. Along those same lines of having to write about a random thing, start an article with the 5 best ways to blank, or the 5 reasons you should blank. Figure out what that blank is, write a 750-word article about that. Another thing I like to do for beginning content writers is to just look around your house and pick an inanimate object and write about it. Maybe it's Christmas trees, maybe it's dressers, maybe it's your iPhone, maybe it's an iPhone cable, maybe it's an iPad case, whatever it is. Pick those objects, write about those, because that shows that even if you're not an expert in something, you can still do enough research and you can still be creative enough to write a good article about that thing. So if you're looking for more writing prompts, I recommend checking out the article on Location Rebel. We'll link to that below. There's more writing prompts and more tools for helping you overcome your writer's block. But if it's something that this was helpful, if you're looking for a video that has more writing prompt ideas, leave me a note in the comments and I'll shoot a whole video that's solely devoted to writing prompts and just sharing unique writing prompts to help you overcome your writer's block. All right, took a little bit of work, took a lot of inconvenience, but we finally got the tree up in a stand. The lights are working, so I'm thrilled about that. Like writer's block, you know, the holidays can be a little inconvenient at times. It takes a little bit of work, but if you put the effort forth and you push through the inconvenience, you push through the pain, you push through the hard part, really good things are gonna come from it. So if you're struggling with writer's block, I urge you to try the prompts we included in this video. Keep putting the time in front of your computer, sitting there, even if you're just staring at a blank screen with the cursor blinking at you, because I promise you, if you do that for long enough, you're gonna overcome your writer's block and good things are gonna happen. So with that said, there's really only one thing left to say, and that's Merry Christmas.